Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our future skipperettes with the Minnetonka Tasty.
Yeah. Check. Yeah, so what?
Stroll down the runway, another payday, cover of magazine. And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am a fantasy. Come on, put the bass in your walk. Get your toe, get your whole body talk. Come on, girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk.
The future skipperettes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minnetonka Junior Varsity Performance Dance Team. Coached by Carly Frank and Megan Lynch. Led by this year's captains, Tegan Snyder, Alexa Malin, Reese Sabo, and Izzy Ide. Tonight, they'll be performing their hip-hop routine. Please help me once again welcome the Minnetonka Junior Varsity Performance Dance Team.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Einar Anderson Stadium here in Minnetonka, Minnesota, where your Minnetonka Skippers will take on the Buffalo Bison. It is senior night here in Minnetonka, so we're going to recognize our seniors along the way. And it is a battle of 5-1 teams, and we're going to start this thing out by announcing the Bison starting lineup. And we understand that they platoon their quarterbacks. We'll read the top one. So starting at quarterback for the Buffalo Bison is Kyler Kelvey, number 4. The running back is Noah Witten, check that. One of the wideouts, Gage Austin. The other wideout, Nolan Mahanan. Apparently some of these names are easier for other people. One of the other wideouts, Hendrix Getz. The tight end, Wyatt Obermeyer. Now onto their offensive line, Ryan Babetz. The left guard, Galvin Kirchill. Their center, Aiden Gautry. The running back, Callan Pertel. And the right tackle, Trevor Kodalik. So that's the offensive starters. Now we'll name the offensive starters for the Minnetonka Skippers. On the offensive side of the ball, the senior running back, number 0, Lucas Knox. At the wideout receiver, senior wide receiver number 8, Will Hairston. The other receiver, number 21, also a senior, Hudson Poole. Number 86, senior, Zach Steigus. The other wide receiver, number 5, senior again, Jordan Thompson. Moving on to the offensive line, senior offensive tackle, number 77, Luke Speedling. The other senior on the line, tackle, number 62, Cal Worley, coming back from some injuries. The other senior, the guard, number 66, Elijah Zabzaka. The other senior guard, heavy senior year this year, number 78, Jacob Sims. The senior center, number 72, Tanner Smith. Our starting quarterback for Minnetonka, number 2, Caleb Francois. And, of course, we can't forget the special team side of the ball. Our senior kicker, Keegan Sabilla. He'll be doing the punting duties. He's number 3, and along with the holder, number 21, Hudson Poole. We may pause here when the national anthem comes up, but for now we'll give you the starting defense for the Buffalo Bison. At the D end, Maluk, that's nice. The nose guard, Max Griffin. The defensive tackle, Julian Lee. The D end, Hans Peterson. Two-way starter here, number 2, Wyatt Oberspar. At the Sam backer, Ben Holland. Middle backer, number 12, Isaac Hertzberg. The rover for them, which is Michael Fries. Free safety, Caleb Johnson. The cornerback, Grady Gildia. And then their cornerback, Cal Penny. So that's the starting defense. They have 2 guys, and right now it's, of course, it's also tackle cancer night tonight, Pete. So I think we're going to start out with some darkness.
Yeah, a little special effects here tonight, Roger. Looks pretty good.
I think we'll wait before we announce the Minnetonka starters on the defensive side of the ball for the festivities here. Hopefully our camera's getting a great view of this.
Yeah, and here come the Skippers. They got the pink for tackle cancer night and a couple other flags out there. Looks really good. And they seem pumped up tonight, Roger.
Well, it's a really important game for the Skippers, and we'll do a little pregame narrative here before we get going, but let me finish with our defense. Expecting the defense to play a significant role tonight. At the senior, the defensive end, number 90, Luke Larson. The other end, junior defensive end, number 31, Caleb Taylor. Moving into the tackle spot, senior defensive tackle, John Broberg. The junior tackle, number 92, Aiden Becker. Junior linebacker, number 1, Dylan Hudgens. The senior linebacker, number 17, Hunter Peterson. Junior linebacker, number 23, Malachi Bodie. The senior safety, number 21, Hudson Poole. The other safety, senior, number 20, Jack Taddy. Senior cornerback, number 4, Cody Chow. And the senior cornerback, number 6, Tobias Williams. Well, I'm joined in the booth by Rick James, who just celebrated the retirement party, and he's brought me a Mountain Dew. So what could be nicer than that, folks?
That's
you got
pretty
your
sweet.
friends taking care of your caffeine needs here on a Friday night late. We're going to take off our hats and pause for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great game coming up tonight.
With the playing of our national anthem. Standing until all units exit the end zone.
Well, it's a windy night here in Minnetonka, Pete. 45 degrees, ballpark, winds maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour. Could impact the game a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a wet, rain-soaked field out there. We've had rain pretty much consistently through the morning all the way into the afternoon. It has stopped coming down for the most part. Maybe a little bit of drizzle left out there. But, yeah, I definitely think, as Tony mentioned in our pregame notes, the weather is going to be a factor tonight, although maybe not quite as bad as we thought if it would continue raining.
Well, certainly earlier in the day, a lot of people were building an ark, Pete, and now we're not building that ark. Let's talk a little bit about tonight's lineup here. We've got two teams that are both 5-1, and you can talk all you want about opponents, but clearly Minnetonka has played a very different schedule than the Bison. Let's talk about the Bisons. They have 5 wins. Their wins are against Hopkins, Park Cottage Grove, Eastview, Roseville, and Burnsville. Their common opponent has been the Eden Prairie Eagles, and they got beat by the Eagles in Week 1, which you can discount a little bit early, but they did get beat 48-7. Minnetonka last week obviously lost 28-14. However, if you looked at the second half, Minnetonka would have won the second half 14-7. Buffalo's ranked 9th. Minnetonka's ranked 3rd. They went to 4th. So Buffalo will pass about 45 to 55% of the time. They're averaging 178 yards passing and 198. So pretty balanced attack, Pete. Primary back, number 28. And on our program, not this, right? Yeah, it looks like both, and Whitkey's the junior and Griffith's the senior, so we'll see. And here we go, folks. That's all the stats we need to give you, because right now you can watch the game live. I would like to shout out to our kicker, of course, is Keegan Sabilla, and got some intel that both of his brothers happened to kind of surprise him for a visit. And so
that's fantastic. I know they're both, I think they're both in the Army.
Right, and so Pierce, 2020 grad, and Gavin is a 2021 grad. Here we go, the kick. This is going to be way deep in the end zone, so there's no touchback on that. So number 3 does his job. He's been called to do a lot of different things this year. And I know sometimes he's been called to, hey, why don't you kick it? Let's try to get a return and do better that way. So it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Bison. And their quarterback.
Yeah, let's see who they run out there to start with.
Well, see if it's number 4, Pete.
Yep, that's who it is, Roger.
So Kelvy's going to come out here. And again, kind of a well-balanced attack. They got 2 wide receivers, single setback. Kelvy is in shotgun formation. keeper himself around the right side, and boy, that hole looked big, and then it collapsed. And number 90, one of the first skippers, which of course is Luke Larson, one of the captains, folks.
Yeah, there were 9 skippers, but only 2 defensive backs were not involved on that tackle, Roger. And Luke was first on the scene, but the quarterback Kyler Kelvey, just 5'8", 155, so a smaller back.
Here he is. He's rolling out to his left. He's got a man open, going to get pushed out of bounds. Probably a gain of about 4. Bring up a third and call it 6 from where we're looking at it.
Yeah, Hendrik Gotts with the catch for the Bison. They're able to move the chains a few yards down the field, and it sets up a third and looks like 6, Roger. So we know the Skippers' defense has been the strength this year. Let's see if they can get a stop here on this first set of downs.
They have been stingy. Backed up. He's getting flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to throw. He does have a man fairly wide open who gets out and gets the first down. Looking for no flag there. Those late push out of bounds, sometimes referees pick up on those, but not tonight. So
Nolan Manhan on the reception and eventually knocked out of bounds by Cody Chow, but not before the Bisons pick up that first down. 11-12 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, it's 0-0 at 11-12, and the Bison just got their first down, their first down of the game. Kelby shotgun, keeps it himself, left side. Oh, boy. What a tackle. I think that's Dylan Hudgens.
Yeah, I saw Hudgens as well. I think D'Lo may have had somebody else, but definitely a great stick there. And only about a 1-yard game for Kelby. So you notice Skippers in the all-blue uniforms, a lot of pink out there with the arms and towels. Buffalo in those all-whites.
Well, it is tackle cancer night, so he's going to roll. This has got a man wide open in the kind of a seam area there. Now he's going to probably get credit for the first down. That one was thrown to number 0. Mahanan on the reception, 6 foot, 375-pound wideout. Caught a couple of seams. So, Pete, so far, Buffalo content to kind of throw the ball on big yardage requirement downs.
Yeah, he's a big target out there, number 0, 6'3", and he has been pretty open on those first 2 catches. Hannah here again lined up on the near side.
This time he hands it off right up the middle.
That's
Whitkey,
yeah,
right?
Whitkey 22 in there now, and he picks up about 4 yards on first down. So Buffalo, a couple first downs here, have moved it into Skipper territory, Roger.
I think Bodie on the carry, rather. Malachi Bodie, or on the stop, Pete. So the Bison now inside of Minnetonka territory, call it about the 46-yard line. 9:23 left in the 0-0 game here, just in the early goings of the first quarter. Rolls to his left. Good coverage. But I think that's going to be complete.
That's right at the line to gain, I think, Roger. I believe it was number 7 on the catch for Buffalo.
Olsen on the reception there, 170-pound wideout. But right now the Bison moving the ball, and they're in a nice sustained drive if you're a Bison fan.
Yeah, Kyler Kelvey distributing it around, moving out of the pocket, looking nimble out there. You know, we mentioned only 5'8", but he's been able to see his receivers downfield and move the ball.
Now he's in shotgun. He's got number 32, I think, or 22 next to him, Pete, right? Whitkey. This time he's going to keep it himself on a quarterback keep, and what a nice tackle for Minnetonka there. Shoring up that one there is Hudgens on the stop. Well, Minnetonka has done very well on first and second down, and then given up a little bit more yardage on third down. So we'll see what they can do here. Second and call at 8. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the first quarter. He's going to throw this one to the right side. Got a man. Going to get bumped out of bounds beyond the 30. That'll be short of the first down, I think. See where they marked that.
Yeah,
Cody Chow on the stop.
Yeah,
Pete?
Chow again pushes him out of bounds, but looks like he's giving him a little bit of room out there and taking advantage of that. Just taking the 4 or 5 yard stop route and able to keep the chains moving a little bit. Although it does set up a 3rd and 3, Roger. So we'll see what the Bisons have drawn up. They got a couple of setbacks. This is a little bit different formation.
Well, it's like a kind of traditional pro set, but they're going to have 2 blockers, and they're going to go for it. And you know what? That'll be an interesting mark.
It's like they're a little shy of the.
Keeps thinking 4th down, and I think they're right. So this will bring up a first interesting play of the game, Peter.
Yeah, 4th and short on the 30. This is almost 100% a go for it on 4th down situation, unless you've got a fantastic kicker, which even if you do, you might still go for it anyway. So we'll see what Kyler does here. Though looks like they have the different quarterback in. Number 11 is in the contest now.
Well, you're right. Got a big H back there. No, the little dump pass, and that was a very well-executed play.
Yeah, that's Gaida in there at the quarterback position, and a little bit bigger frame from the senior, number 11, and he's able to connect on his first pass and move the chains. Another first down. A pretty nice opening drive for the Bison.
Well, and that one was intended and completed by Logan Fariz, and he's listed at the 6'3", 220, so big body coming out of that H-back spot, kind of in the slot to the right side. It almost looked like the traditional kind of a jump pass deal, but I don't think he left his feet. Here we go again. This one's off the left side and not going to – well, I'll tell you what. Credit number 1, of course, which is Hudgens on the slowdown. Almost brought him down for about a 3-yard loss. It's going to end up being a maybe that would have been a 5-yard loss, but it's a 4 or 5-yard loss, Pete. And that's what the defense needs to do here in the early goings here of the first quarter at 6:34.
Yeah, Bodie able to clean up that tackle and still, like you said, still lost it down. So the first time they've been behind the chains, 2nd and 13, they're going to say, and they've gone back to the original starting quarterback. That's Kelvey back in there, number 4.
And he's a single. Nobody's there with him, so he's throwing this ball. He's looking left. He's getting chased out of the pocket, and he got a couple yards. He got probably 2 yards beyond the original line of scrimmage, Pete. I couldn't catch the tackler from Minnetonka.
I think Becker was part of it. And then they also give Taddy some credit on that tackle as well.
Well, and the injuries. Becker's been injured a little bit this year. It's been a year of injuries for Minnetonka.
Yeah, I believe Becker had the concussion against Shakopee a couple weeks ago. And
here we go. I'm sorry, Peter.
That's
now
okay.
We got a trips to the right and solo quarterback. And he's looking to his right. He's throwing. Oh, there's going to be a flag there, Pete. No?
Just nice tight coverage, I believe.
Yes.
For Malachi Bodie. It was right with him.
That was real close. And
yeah, that was intended for Gage Alson, and now a 4th and long, and it looks like the offense is going to stay right out there for the Bison.
both teams trying to kind of secure a good seed in this. This is senior night here. Both teams trying to get a good seed. Minnetonka certainly feels with a win they come up with the second seed. Here we go. I think the left slot end left early, and he's going to score, or almost. Boy, that's a touchdown saving tackle.
A nice scramble there from Kelvey, able to pick up the first down and more, and going to start a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line for the Bison. So Jackson Leiterer's Bison opening drive not only time consuming, but also could be productive here. Skippers need to get strong here in the red zone.
And we haven't talked about the weather, Pete, but it's certainly chilly, 45 degrees, fairly windy. Ball's going to be wet because it's rained all day rather. Here we go. First and goal. Keeps it, rolls out right, looking for interception. Number 21.
Hudson Poole.
Hudson Poole. Going to high step it. Well, you hope that there's no taunting call on that, Pete, because high school football is very specific. And now,
yeah, but that aside, a great defensive play by Poole,
interception
and he's able
by
to
Poole.
step in front, go the whole distance of the field, and a nice run back. And so that eliminates what was a very strong drive from the Bison and flips it right around. Skippers take a 6-0 lead early.
Well, at the 5:10 mark, Poole, what we call a pick six in the business, Pete. And now Keegan Sabilla will try the PAT. I think the wind's at his back on this one. Snap looked a little tough to me. No good, and sure enough, I was right about that. That one didn't come through cleanly, or at least wasn't handled properly.
Yeah, line drive there and just to the left of the uprights. So Zabilla, I don't know if he's missed one yet this year.
I don't know either, Pete.
And so it will be Zabilla to kick it off. So 6-0 early. Skippers dodge a bullet with a great defensive play from Poole. He takes it the length of the field. Interception return for a touchdown, and it's a good break for Minnetonka to end that drive.
Well, Peter, that'd be like a 102-yard pick six, right? He was a couple of yards in the end zone. And, well, folks, I bet that's, yeah. Well, we did lose our video feed. I think that was, well, I shouldn't really name the parent that kicked that cord out, so I'm not gonna. But nonetheless, that was a unbelievable interception, pick six for Minnetonka. And Pete, if you were a guessing guy, you would sort of say, hey, it sure looked like the Bison were going to get it in there, but that's the nature of the game. One thing can change the entire course of the game. And that particular drive, oh, yeah, there's that wind, Pete. Ball fell right off the tee. Well, we certainly have a lot of seniors to recognize throughout the night, but kind of a dual tackle cancer night, and we would like to kind of recognize the grade level coordinator through all the youth. And here comes Keegan. I'll come back to that thought, folks. Sabilla's kick. This one's going to be way long, and that's about 4 to 5 yards in the end zone. And I'm going to have to suggest a little bit of wind assisted, but nonetheless, it's a tremendous touchback for Keegan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when the kick the other direction, but a couple of planned touchbacks, I'm pretty sure, there for Zabilla. And Skippers go back on defense. So we've yet to have run an offensive play, and the Skippers with that 6-0 lead.
Well, and again tonight, things that are maybe a little more routine with the weather, and I think that ball was probably wet and pretty tough. Here we go. First down, and a big stop for Minnetonka. And that was, I think that was Caleb Taylor on the stop.
Yeah.
And Taddy.
Yeah, nice stop there on first down. Sets Buffalo up with a 2nd and 10 here. 4:46 to go in the first quarter. Skippers now with that 6-0 lead after that 102-yard interception return from Hudson Poole.
Well, and if you're the Bison, you're going, boy, that was a. And now Minnetonka plays a little more press. They got I think he's looking at 7. No, he's got 0 again. That's the same play. Well, this guy gets pushed down, but really gets tripped up by Poole, Pete. Otherwise, he had a chance.
Yeah, Poole got just enough of him to take him down. But again, it's been a nice start to the game for Nolan Manahan, the 6'3", 175-pound wide receiver, also listed as a defensive back. Of course, we haven't seen the Bison defense out there yet.
That's true. Well, so it's a first down for the Bison. They're at the Minnetonka 40-yard line. 4:03 left in the first quarter. Here's the snap. Fake throw outside to him again. Missed tackle originally, but good coverage there. Chow had him, slowed him down.
Bodie finishes him off.
Bodie finishes him.
So we're down to 3 minutes 45 seconds to go, and I think Roger, it's possible. No, I'm not going to try to jinx it or make it happen. It's possible we could have a whole quarter where the Skipper's offense is not on the field.
Well, you know, you're right. If this is a sustained drive, if this drive is anything like the first one, here we go. Motion to the left side of the field. Well,
Kyler with the keeper there, and he gets really close to the line to gain, able to get around that left side of the line and move it forward. He's still going to set up a third down.
Kelvy, although maybe not the tallest cat on the field, he can run the ball, and he sees opportunities. So it'll be second and call it a long 6. We're at 3:14 left, and, you know, you're right about that, Pete. If this... And now for some reason, no, I guess they're not. I thought they were talking about it. The down marker guy is confused. Really third and, let's call it about a long 4. Kelvy rolls, pressure, drop for a sack. First Minnetonka skipper there was Caleb Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor gets to him, and that's the first sustained pressure they've been able to put on Kelvy, and they get him down. That's a huge play for the defense.
Well, it is, and you know, credit the defensive staff to kind of throw a little blitz in there.
Caleb
So
Johnson is.
12.
Sorry, Ryder.
No, you go, Pete.
Johnson's back to punt and Poole deep.
Tell you what, maybe partially blocked or just came off the left side of his foot. Tobias Williams was really close to getting there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just pressure or if actually got part of it, but definitely a very short kick, and Skipper's going to take over in prime field position for their first offensive set. It's going to be Francois and Knox out there in the backfield, and we'll see what Coach Esch and the offensive coordinator have in mind here on this first set of downs.
When I'm looking at number 2, am I looking at 2, Peter?
Yeah, Francois, number 2.
He's 4. Oh, he's 2. My bad. There's 2 2s on our roster. Caleb hands off to Knox. No, he hands off, and he's got a big chunk of yards, and not going to be denied. And he's going to be at about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, beautiful run. I was fooled on it too. I thought Francois might have had it, and he had room to run over here on the left side, but they ran away from us, and tiptoeing down the sidelines, Knox, and he sets up a 1st and 10 for the Skippers. So nice first offensive play, Roger.
Really great, Pete. And Caleb Francois in shotgun. He's taking it to his right, on a keeper. Going to get some nice yards. Pretty big hit right there as he got to the out-of-bounds mark. But nonetheless, picks up some good yards. Checking in for Minnetonka, Pete. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Carson Copley.
Yeah, give Wyatt Ostbauer the credit for that tackle, but not before Francois gets about 6 yards, sets up a 2nd and 4.
Well, and Cal Worley was in there, which is, I know they were going to play him at least 4 or 5 plays. So here we go. Handoff, Knox, middle, right up the middle. Tough yards.
Knox able to pick up most of that, and it's going to set up a 3rd and about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. And again, we're ticking down under 2 minutes to go. And first offensive possession for Minnetonka. They've been content to keep it on the ground.
They have, and it's 3rd and 2, Pete, here. And you kind of go, do I go wide side left? Do I try to pound it right up? They got the box loaded here. I hope we go to the edge. And you know what? Knox does a nice job of getting away, and total second effort for Knox to get that one. Pete had him in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Great individual effort from Knox. He's a hard runner, fast kid, gets to the hole quick, and he got the job done there to set up a 1st and goal. So Skipper's in good shape here, 1:37 to go in the first quarter, and already with that 6-0 lead.
Well, it is 1st and goal from the 2, Pete. Francois, nope, hands off. Touchdown, Minnetonka at the 122 mark. So that first possession turns out to be successful, Peter.
Yeah, heavy dose of Knox, and he gets well rewarded with that touchdown after some hard runs on that drive. And Skipper's advanced the lead to 12-0. We'll see what they're going to go ahead and bring Zabilla out and not chase that missed extra point, at least not at this time.
And, you know, that's a kind of a 50-50 call, Pete. You know, you go, well, like I'm a 2-point guy here. But you know what? When it's cold and the weather's, wet, maybe you just try to settle for the 2. This one looks no good either, Pete.
Yeah, that one he turns to the right, gets over to the right side.
Yeah.
Another one that didn't really get as much height and elevation as we're used to seeing.
Or juice, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the conditions with that or not, but Zabilla with a couple of misses early. Still 2 touchdowns for the Skippers, one on the Poole interception return, and then Knox knocks that one in to make it 12-0 early for the Skippers. A good start for the offense, Roger.
Yeah, it was a great drive, well sustained. And Tony, any thoughts? I'm here with Tony Wixel in the booth, who.
I'm not going to say that.
Go ahead.
I thought it was an interesting turn of events, right? Interesting turn of events where we could have been down 6.
Right.
Now we're up 12.
Right. Yeah. And what's your take a little bit on the 2 missed PATs?
I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's at the hold or if it's just I'm not sure.
Yeah. And I the only thing I said is it looked like the first hold was not quite the same timing, but you know what? Cold night, 45 degrees, windy. I bet that, and it's raining now, so nothing's guaranteed as it relates to the special teams play, whether it's the short snap, the long snap, and the kick. Well, here comes number 3, Keegan Zabilla. And this time he's kicking with the wind like he has on several other occasions. This one should go in about 7 maybe yards deep in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, the kickoff's not an issue for Zabilla tonight, able to bang them 3 in a row. This will be the 3rd offensive possession for the Bison. First one ended with an interception, pick 6. Second one, they punted, and it was a pretty short punt, and the Skippers took advantage. So here's the third offensive possession, 1:22 to go, and the Skippers up 12-0. I'd like to say hi to Ann Couture, who's watching us tonight, Roger.
Hey, Ann. Roger's saying hi, too. Here we go. Bison draws us offside. I think that's going to be defensive encroachment. Let's see if I'm on the page now. I know they moved after, but we got into the neutral zone there. Oh, boy. I got to tell you, there's a gift, I think, Pete. But nonetheless, it does back them up 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Bison. We've got 1:22 left in the first quarter. Minnetonka, non-traditional score, up 12-0 here on 2 missed PATs. But now we've got an offset eye here with the quarterback in shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side of the ball, wideouts.
Play clock down to 10 as the Bison look to get that play. Now down to 8.
Cody Chow was in press, and then he backed off a little bit of that on the right side. But that one is a kind of a rare incompletion for the Bison, Pete.
Yeah, Kelvy not able to connect with Osterbauer there. Looked like a little bit of a zone coverage on the right side, and incomplete, so it sets up a 2nd and 15. Again, the Bison behind the chains here. And it's Kelvy again, joined in the backfield by Noah Whitkey. And it really has been a passing attack for the most part for the Bison.
Pete, I bet we're 75%, and I guess I'd look at number 0, who split wide to the right side this time. And he's going to roll to his left. He's going to launch this thing as much as he's got, and it's going to be no good. But I'll tell you what, I think he caught it but was out of bounds, Pete.
Yeah, I believe you're right. That was Gage Alson, the senior 5'11" wideout, and he had a step and was able to make the catch, but the ball just thrown a little bit out of bounds.
Pretty good heave for a high school quarterback.
Yeah, he chucked it pretty good for a 5'8" kid, and a nice arm.
Yeah.
And he's shown some good throws so far tonight.
He has, and so they're going to platoon some guys in. 22 checks out, 17 checking in, and he's going to be split wide, and then 0 is going to be the hash player. For sure. Thank you, Tony. All right, here we go. They got trips on the right side, the short side of the field. Twins on the other side. He's getting chased out of here. He's going to have to run for his life and be very careful not to hit him out of bounds late. He's going to get a few yards back, but it's still going to bring up a 4th down. See where they mark that ball. 1:03 left in the quarter, and the Bison do bring in their punt team.
Yeah, so a pick of about 11. They needed 15, sets up a 4th and 4. And Dylan Hudgens was able to race there and force him out of bounds before he hit the line to gain. And like you're right, Roger. Not good idea to not blow him up as he steps out of bounds.
Well, these are the mistakes that you see. Bison in punt formation, a little bit of an unusual personal protector. They got 3 back there. This one comes off the left side of his foot. It's going to take a. It comes at the last minute.
Yeah, so the Skippers are going to get it in their own territory again after, a not a great punt, second in a row. That one definitely was not blocked, but it came off the side of his foot for sure. As you join us tonight on YouTube, 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Skippers up 12-0. Please hit the subscribe button. We're approaching our milestone of 1,000 subscribers. We'd love to get there tonight on our final home game. And thanks again for watching. Here we go, Roger.
Well, Minnetonka, great field position. He looks to pass and doesn't see anybody, so he keeps it, and he gets a couple. That's the sophomore quarterback, number 2, Caleb Francois.
Yeah, credit Julian Lee on the tackle for Buffalo, the big 6'3", 230-pound lineman, able to get Francois for no gain or maybe a 1-yard game.
You're right. I thought he got something. Here we go. Handoff Knox, left side. Big hole. That's not Knox. That's Conrad. Conrad gets out and gets the first down, Peter.
Yeah,
There's
Chase
a big flag on the play, though.
Okay, yeah, Chase Conrad in for the first time. Shows a flash of speed, gets around the outside.
I'm going to guess we got a hold here against Minnetonka, and that'll bring it back. It's too bad because now they're talking to – I really can't tell who they're talking to, Pete, but I think now that we got mic'd.
Personal foul. Defense number 15. Face mask.
Didn't see it. You see that, Pete?
No, I didn't, but must have been on the end, either on the end of the run or away from the play.
Right.
And so the Skippers will get all that yardage as well as an extra 15, and they're going to get into the red zone here with 18 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, it's 12-0. There's 18 seconds left, as you say, Pete. Now Minnetonka has got a really nice field position. They can still get the first down. They're on the 14-yard line after the face mask call. Francois hands off. Conrad right up the middle, and he's going to score, and did a lot of that one on his own. Great blocking on the right side of the line, but Conrad scores at the 12-second mark of the first quarter, and
good tough run from Conrad
really
there. Nice play call. Again, the Skippers have been able to get it done on the ground, and in a night like this when conditions maybe not that great, you got a sophomore quarterback. It's great to have those 2 running backs getting it done. So Zabilla with a chance here to make it 19 with 19-0 with the 12 seconds left here, Roger.
I did see Cal Worley in there, and he was in a little bit earlier as well, so it's nice for Cal to get some time. This one is up, and it's perfect. So at the 12-second mark of the first quarter, it's Minnetonka 19, and the Bison is yet to score. Really a strange momentum swing, Pete, from the pick six by Poole, and after that, it's been all Minnetonka.
Yeah, it really has, and the Bison were able to move it really pretty well on that first drive, mixing up mostly passes, a couple running plays in there, and but then the last two drives for the Bison, they haven't been able to get it into skipper territory, and the short punts have really set up Minnetonka for some good field position, and Minnetonka just able to run the ball so far tonight against this Bison defense.
Which, to your point earlier, Pete, if you can, on a wet, rainy, windy, cold night, you can run the ball, that gives a coaching staff a lot more comfort. And, we're next to Jason Opsel, so we get to hear him talk a little bit. And that last play, I guess it was body on body, and everybody did a great job. So,
yeah, definitely have to tip your cap to the offensive line getting their job done there. When players are able to get past the line of scrimmage there, that those big guys up front are getting it done.
Well, and and that's now the second time that ball's blown off the. That'll give you a little feel, Pete, for how windy it is out there. He's maybe going to call for a holder. Who does he pick? Number 81 for Minnetonka. It's Vinnie May. You got to trust your kicker, when you got the finger on the top of the tip of that ball, Pete.
Yeah, you don't want to go whole Charlie Brown on it, right?
Nope, you don't. Zabilla's kick this time is going to be fielded at about the 13-yard line, running to the right side and gets hit by one, and then absolutely bowled over by a host of skippers. I would say the guy that had the biggest impact on the tackle was number 24 for Minnetonka, Zachary Alstron.
Yeah,
Great tackle.
Zach right there gets there, makes a nice stop, and that time looked like Zabilla was instructed to keep it in play, put a little bit more hang time under it, and it sets up a 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Here we go. Bison move a guy out in motion. Quarterback draw right up the middle. And good yards. Nice stop by number 55, Boberg, for the Minnetonka defense. And I don't know, Pete, but I think she's raining real hard out there.
It's starting to come down, it looks like. And we're going to get a little bit of cover for our cameraman Henry here as we flip sides of the field into the first quarter. Roger, this game tonight sponsored by Minnesota Inboard. Matt Mueller and team sell Malibu and Axis boats. They're the largest Malibu dealer in the country and have been a proud Minnesota sponsor and supporter for many, many years. Matt is also one of our best youth football coaches, a true blue Minnetonka guy. Thanks, Matt, and Minnesota Inboard.
Well said, Pete. And, I hear nothing but great things from everybody in the TFA about Matt Mueller. So if you're interested in a Malibu boat, maybe right now in October is a great time to buy a boat.
Absolutely. Stop on in. I'm sure Matt would take care of you and love to see you. And we again, appreciate his support of Minnetonka football. We've had some great sponsors this year. I know one of our games earlier was sponsored by IKEA, and then we've had some other great sponsorships. Of course, we get Halftime Pizza from Red Savoy. They're a great sponsor of ours. And it's just, it's been a really good season here at home for the Skippers. A tough loss to Eden Prairie, but, that's going to come with the territory a lot of times here. But a nice start to this game for the Skippers.
Well, now the Bison have the wind at their back. They hand it off right up the middle, and Whitkey on the carry, but Fletcher Olness, really a tremendous stop there from the defensive line spot.
Yeah, looking ahead next week at Maple Grove, looks like a 1 o'clock start on Thursday in the afternoon. So that'll be over the MEA
At the beginning,
weekend.
right? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so they're going to play an afternoon tilt over in Maple Grove, and then that'll do it for the regular season.
Here we go. Senior night, 3rd and 5. Motion to the right side. He's rolling. Different quarterback now. Going to keep it and get very close to the first down. But Geidel, do we say that, Pete? Grady? Geida. Oh, boy. 2 G's, right? Grady Geida. And he's going to be a good yard short. So it'll bring up I'm a little bit surprised, but you know what? It's really not time to, maybe gamble when you're down 19-0. But this is on these short 4th down plays, Pete. It's not a bad time for hiking it direct snap to the personal protector.
Yeah, 11-11 to go in the second quarter, and here's a punt.
A little bit of and this one's end over end, not much hang time at all, and going to take a Bison roll and then comes back skippers wise. So get to 38, I think.
Yeah, Minnetonka will take over. This is going to be their first offensive possession that starts in their own territory. The last 2 have been within Bison territory, and they've been all running plays. I don't recall a pass. Do you, Roger?
I don't, Pete. And it's just been that kind of game so far.
And with the conditions getting wetter and worse out there, I might look for more of the same. And it is Knox back there in the backfield for Minnetonka. 11 minutes even to go here in the second quarter. The Skippers with that 19-0 lead, Roger.
1st and 10 inside their own territory. Knox comes back to the right side of Francois. He gets the ball right up the middle, and they're grabbing at it, and he's going to get credit for about 6 there, Pete.
Ben Holland combines with Grady Garda to make the stop. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 2 from the 46.
Well, Minnetonka have been using this tempo offense all year. 2nd down and call it 1. And 10:27 in the second quarter. This one is handoff, and he's going to have the 1st down and more. Knox on the carry. Needed 1, got about 7.
Yeah, Grady Geida, the quarterback in there as a defensive back, able to sneak up there, trip up Knox, but not before he gets the requisite yards to get a 1st down. 1st and 10 Skippers, 10:15 to go, and they're back in Bison territory, Roger.
Well, they are, Pete. It's they're right at the Bison's 45-yard line. Be 1st down. Caleb Francois, sophomore quarterback, rolling inside handoff, reverse. Richardson got some big yards. Got a chance. Don't block him there. Touchdown, Minnetonka. A little bump there. That was a tough bump, Pete.
Yeah, great play call there on the reverse, and another quick score for Minnetonka, keeping it on the ground. That time, that was Will Hairston, I believe.
Well, that was a great play. These receivers, are fast, right? And here we go for the PAT now. I'm going for 2 here, Pete.
Yeah, 25-0 right now before the PAT.
High snap. This one looks good. Looks traditional, Keegan Sabilla, and it is beautiful. Lots of pressure, a lot of power. So, nonetheless, 26-0 here in the. At the 9:47 mark of the second quarter, Minnetonka kind of taking control here, Peter.
Absolutely, yeah. After that opening drive, a bit deflating for the Bison. Move it all the way down the field, get to 1st and goal, and throw a pick 6, goes the other way, Poole. And you're right, ever since then, it's been pretty much all Minnetonka. The defense has stepped up, seemed to figure things out after that opening drive, and some shorter punts have really set up Minnetonka with some good field position, and the running game has gotten it done.
Well, it has, and Boy, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that 3 out of 5 of our captains have been injured, season-ending injuries. Roman Johnson, Milos, of course, out, and then Cal Worley, he's got some reps in tonight. So, but boy, we've had Andy Simonson, who was the backup quarterback. He was out for the season. Stangus was out for 5 weeks with the neck. Charlie Frank on the D line. So. These guys, this team is deep. This is probably one of the deepest senior classes in the last 15 years. There's 46 seniors, super deep. These guys were the first team to play postseason travel as youth players across state lines. They played in several cities, including some Iowa tournaments. So this senior class dominated the youth football at 8th grade. They had 4 teams, and they only had 3 losses across those 4 teams. Undefeated as freshmen, undefeated as sophomores. Here we go. This is a little pooch. This one's in play. Minnetonka had it for a minute. She's loose. I think interesting here. That's going to go, I like the call. Little pooch had it for a minute.
Had the men there, had the right call on. And just not able to quite grab the ears on that ball before it bobbles out of bounds. So Bison will get it in good field position, their best field position to start an offensive drive with 9:46 to go, second quarter, and a little bit of riverboat gambling there on the kickoff.
I like it, Pete. You've got
You're getting ready for the playoffs, right? So you got to try all the plays.
Right. You're going to do some things that you might not do, and particularly with a 26-point lead, and. Nonetheless, it doesn't work out, and the Bison now, good field position, getting chased down there a little bit, and he's going to get out to the edge, but he's only going to get a couple of yards. Boy, I'd like to talk to the guys that are holding the sticks there. You got to get those sticks down a little quicker, fellas.
Yeah, nice pursuit there by the skippers that get Kyler before he gets too much. That's Hunter Peterson, 17, the senior linebacker, able to run him down, and that's a quick quarterback coming out there to sort of track him down from the linebacker spot. Nice work there.
Well, and again, you got to contain the edge, right? And so on several plays, he's gotten to the edge, and they've got some big downs, some big yards. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 9:36 left in the second quarter. Bison check it. Looks like maybe audible, a little different play here. Going to pass. Oh, got there. Boy, great anticipation, by number 6, which is Tobias Williams, arguably probably the fastest kid on the field tonight.
Yeah, track and field, 100-meter state champion, second place in the 200. Tony gave us all the information on Tobias. Broke the school record of 10.47 in the 100 and 21.29 in the 200. So his speed pays off there on the breakup.
Well, and his speed got him to get in front of that ball and almost intercept it. So it'll be 3rd and 10 here. He's looking. This looks like a screen from every angle, Pete, and it is a screen, and a very well executed screen, and finally taken down, but not before they get the first down and more. And Hudson Poole has to make that tackle from the D-back spot. And, when those linemen get in there that easy, you kind of smell screen, and sure enough, and that's a 30, 40-yard screenplay.
Yeah, Whitkey sneaks out from his running back spot, is able to get open in the flat there, and he had a couple blockers in front of him. As you mentioned, they peeled out, did not block their linemen, and a nice little play call there. Probably best offensive play of the night for Buffalo.
I would think biggest ground, right? Most gaining. Here we go. This time he's keeping it himself. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage in a couple. He stays in bounds. So the clock's running at 8:44 in the second quarter here.
Yeah, this Kelvey kid, is not afraid to throw that 5'8" body in there at 155, going up against a lot bigger guys on the edge there. And he's a tough competitor. He's, they haven't scored yet, but they've been able to move the ball, and he's shown some good flashes in terms of passing.
He has here, Pete, and this has been an 80% pass offense, and here it is again. He's going to throw the ball. Got a lot of time. He's looking for that fade route, and it's going to be a interference. Now, I'm not sure that's not offensive interference. He might have pushed off, in my mind, Pete, just before he caught it. We'll see what they say here. Well, they're walking backwards, so I'm going to, Pete, I'm going to prognosticate this as offensive interference.
Yeah, I think he may have actually caught that ball. I believe it was called out of bounds.
Yeah, but they're walking. The ref's walking back. I don't really. No.
Play is an incomplete pass out of bounds. We have pass interference on the defense number 20. After this to the goal, it results in a first down.
So they do call it an incomplete due to the fact that he was out of bounds, and pass interference called against Minnetonka. So that's going to set up a 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Bison with 8:12 to go.
You know, my recollection of half the distance is not correct on this call for pass interference. But nonetheless, I'm not out there in the zebra stripes, so that is how it is here. It's a first down on the big penalty. And I'll tell you what, a bit of a shoestring tackle, but
Yeah, Kelvy, the keeper, only able to pick up about a yard. 7:57 and the clock running here. Skipper's up 26-0. Bison threatening as they're in the red zone for the second time in the evening. The very first drive, they got all the way down to the 6-yard line through a pick six, and the Skipper's able to return that all the way back for Hudson Poole with the first touchdown of the game, and since then it's been all Skippers on the offensive side. And now Bison here sets it up with a 2nd and 8, Roger.
I'll tell you what, though, Hunter Peterson's tackle on that play, huge saving tackle. Here we go. This time it's not going to happen, and the Minnetonka defense, led by 3 Skippers out there. First guy got there, of course, was 56, which is Boberg, 55, call that rather. And he had 2 other assists there, and that's a pretty big play, Pete.
Yeah, great. That's the 2nd sack of the night, Roger. Pocket really collapsed on Kyler that time, and once they got around him, he really didn't have much of a choice other than to just eat it. Sets up a long 3rd and 17 now, ball all the way back on the 22. 6:45 to go, Roger.
It's a big play here for both teams. Throws it over the middle, almost intercepted, a little bit overthrown for the intended receiver, which was number 24 of the Bisons, Gates. Well, Pete, here's, certainly I'm going to suggest the ball's on the 22, 32 and 7, so a 39-yard field goal, unlikely. They're certainly not going to punt it. So we'll see if maybe they have a little razzle-dazzle. Minnetonka on the inside handoff and then the reverse.
Yeah, definitely looks like they're going to go for it. Down 26-0. 6:36, the clock is stopped, and here comes Kyler going to get the snap here for the Bison.
Looking deep, got a man. Tremendous throw, and it's a touchdown. Absolutely picture-perfect strike, double coverage. There was one location he could throw the ball in, and he threw it there. And
yeah, the big man Wyatt Ostbauer, number 2, I believe, gets it in there, and it makes it 26-6.
Well, and it's tough when your opponent, who you've got in a terrible down and distance situation, is able to come up with a little magic here. 6:30 in the half, and they're ready to kick. Their kick is up, and it is good. So at 6:30, Pete, the Bison say, hey, we're not done here. We're certainly down by some points, down by 19, but it's still 21-7. Are you leaving one of those here?
Tonka strong and celebrate super fans like you. Each home game, a super fan will have 5 pizzas delivered to the stands like right now to share with friends and family.
Well, shocking, Pete. Really,
Yeah, I'm getting ready to watch the replay. I mean, seemed like pretty good coverage from Minnetonka, and it's fourth and long. They have to get it at least inside the 10. And here's the play, and just a really nice jumping catch. Double coverage. Poole was in front, and number one behind, but just weaving it in between there. Hudgens and Poole right there with him, but just a better catch, better offense.
Osterbauer, at 6'4", and then he's got apparently some ups because that ball was very highly thrown. The only guy that could have caught that ball was him, and he comes down with it. So here we go. Now he's kicking with the wind, and that's just their field goal kicker as well as, and this one's going to pedal him back to about the 2-yard line. And I think it's Poole, but I couldn't catch the number, Pete. Well, we got a little bit of I don't want to say a break in the action, but I do want to talk about some of our great sponsors here for the our last regular season game. Camp Smile, Canopy Group, Chick-fil-A, Dave's Hot Chicken, Dick's House of Sports, Duke's on 7, Facial Designs, Great Clips, IKEA, Kowalski's, Quick Trip, Maynard's, Michael's Light, Midwest Bank. Here we go. Francois running naked to the right side, and boy, wasn't for number 83 for the Bison. He might have taken that one the house.
Yeah, there was that Logan Verzi, the defensive lineman, just able to get enough of his shirt tail to drag him down. But Francois definitely had some acceleration behind that run and was looking for the end zone, but does set up a 1st and 10 again for the Skippers with 6 minutes to go, second quarter.
Sophomore quarterback coming off of Milos's injury. This time it's designed for him for certain, and he takes a big hit from number 2, who we just saw catch the touchdown pass. Osterbauer to stops him, but not before he gets 5 yards.
I got some big athletes over there on the Bison side of thing. Osterbauer checks in at 6'4", 225, and playing both ways. And he put a pretty good lick on Francois, but not before Francois picks up 4, 2nd and 6.
Handoff this time, right side, big hole, Conrad. Chase Conrad, just a junior, really started out the year as a wide receiver and converted to running back. Well, and that was a nice burst. Francois keeps it, doesn't know, hands off, trying to tackle the ball, but he's going to get 5 right at the 50.
Yeah, nice falling forward there from Conrad, able to drag the pile a little bit and set up a 2nd and 5 right at midfield. Skippers with that 26-7 lead and 4:46 to go, clock running here at Einar Anderson.
Well, and Chase Conrad is listed at 6 foot, $180, so a little different size running back. Here he gets it again and again, 6 to 7 yards and the 1st down.
Yeah, very different running style from Knox, a little bit more straight up and down, still getting it done. Knox will hit that hole a little faster, a little lower, but I like the mix of running game right now, Roger.
Well, if it's working, if it's not broken, don't change it. Carson Copley comes off. I'm wondering if that means that Cal Worley is in, number 62. I think he is. Sure he is. So awesome. Blitz coming. And it is a blitz. This time Francois calls his own number. And really tough to take down. He's inside the 25-yard line. He'll be marked at about the 24. It'll be another 1st down.
Well, great blocking by the right side and great play call for that blitz coming through on the right side. Francois picks his spot on the right side and gets through, and really nicely designed, nicely run play. Francois gets a 1st down, and we're under 4 minutes to go.
when I was talking about all those injuries, I neglected to bring up Cal Worley, who he's getting some downs here, and this one's Conrad, and he's got the end zone in his sights, but he's going to get another first down. And but Cal Worley had a real terrible case of heat stroke early in the year when it was super hot. Was out for 4 or 5 weeks. Now he's come back and he's getting some reps, which is awesome. And now 73 Carson Copley is in, but the senior captain Cal Worley, it's great to see him get in, even if he's not getting the reps he would ordinarily get. So 1st and 10, ball on about the 17, check that. High snap, he's going to have to get going here. And this time Francois tries to do a little too much on his own. Blocking broke down on the left side, Pete.
Yeah, good pursuit that time by the Bison. They haven't had that too much so far, but they were able to get to Francois, get him back behind the line of scrimmage. Francois kind of turned his back on the play and tried to squirt out of it, not able to do so. So it's going to set up a 2nd and about 13 for Minnetonka.
No, so that's a big loss for the Skippers here. Call it 2nd and, like you said, Pete, around 14, 15 yards. Francois keeps it himself, left side, but he got ankle tackled there by, I think, 77.
Yeah, gets most back of what he lost on that one, but still a little bit behind the chains. Going to call it 3rd and about 11 now as the clock still runs. 2:23 to go. Skipper's still with that 26-7 lead.
Well, we haven't thrown the ball that much, Peter. Do we think there hasn't been a pass?
I haven't seen one.
All right, so here we go. This might be a passing situation. And he's rolling to his right. Got pressure immediately, and a beautiful pass to number 5, of course. That's Jordan Thompson.
Really nice. He's pretty much right on the line to gain. We'll see what kind of spot they give him. Looks like the far side official has him marked maybe a yard and a half short.
Yep. Well, got a lot of yards back. 4th down, they go for it. Francois hands off, right side, very close to the touchdown, but it will be a first down.
Nice tempo play there on 4th and short, able to get the first down and sets up a 1st and goal for Skippers, trying to tack on to this 27-7 lead.
Well, I think, Pete, too, the other thing, important to answer. Great score by the Bison, but it's 1st and goal here on the 1 or 2. This time, Conrad's going to be in, I believe, and it is, in fact.
Yeah, nice response there after the touchdown from the Bison, and Skippers tack on 6 more. Zabilla will come on to try to make it 33-7 with 1:25 to go, as this one starts to get a little bit out of hand.
Well, and again, this is I think it's important to answer here, Pete. Your opponent, who you've kind of held in check ever since the momentum swing. But here we go. Keegan Zabilla ready to. That one looks good to me, and it is, in fact. So a more traditional Keegan Zabilla kick. So at the 125 mark, it's 33-7. Minnetonka on top, trying to kind of make their statement for a seed here at the end of the season here.
Yeah, and obviously they'll have one more opportunity when they go to Maple Grove. Always a tough opponent there, but nice on senior night to have a comfortable margin here as we go into halftime. I know there'll be senior night celebrations. They had a special insert here tonight, Roger, with all the players listed for senior night. So it's and they get a bunch of memories. Of course, got the dance team as well as the band members. So it's a big night for a lot of kids. This might be the last time that they suit up here at Minnetonka, unless of course we get a home playoff game, which we're hoping for.
Well, we'll get a home playoff game, almost guaranteed at this stage, Pete. What we're really looking for is that second home playoff game. And again, that makes the assumption that you win your first game. But Alstron, Boberg, Labutra, Larson, McDougal, McLean, Mary. These are the seniors, guys. Mueller, Chow, How do you think you got that one, Pete?
You can ask the coach.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to him. Cullen, Charlie Frank, Escalante, Peterson, Novi, Poole, Sandler, Schiff, Googsburg, Hagen, Harrison, Hamblin, Hoagland, Simonson, Sims, Smith, Schneider, Spisoyevich, Holler, Hornbeck, Johnson, Sean and Roman, Lucas Knox, Luke Speedling, Zach Steingus, Jack Taddy, Jordan Tom. Here's the kick. It's a little wobbler end over end. He's running east-west, getting chased down, and nice job by Minnetonka. Number 24 for Minnetonka really chased him down, and that's Alstron, and did a nice job there. So a minute 19 left in the half. The Bisons have the ball inside their own territory. That'll get marked in around the 24-yard line. And see what their mindset is. Their formation is certainly spread. They got two receivers on each side. One's a slot. No setbacks. Now they bring a motion. And he's getting ready to throw a 30-yard pass. Got a man wide open. Number 7 going to be marked down right at the midfield there. And 24 to 50, you can do the math on that. One's a pretty long gain. The Bisons take their first time out of the half. They've got 2 remaining. Skippers have all 3 timeouts left, but they find a seam down the middle of the field, and really about a 25-yard throw there, right down the middle seam, and that's the Bison have had some good plays throughout the entire first half, just have not been able to get by the Skipper defense into the end zone all but one time. So here's the halftime set. There's a minute 13 left. Minnetonka's on top, 33-7. Bison right at midfield, and pretty content to pass the ball for the bulk of their offensive production here. This one, not again. He's throwing deep. This one's, I don't know who's, well, I'll tell you what. And they're going to say no good. Looked like he came down with it to me, but maybe didn't come down with it to the ground or couldn't see, and he looks a little shaken up. That's their big wide receiver DB that goes both ways. Mahanan. And it'll bring up a second down. Clock will stop with the incompletion. We're at 1:06 in the half. And Bison certainly not taking a knee and being content to go into halftime down 33-7. This is all passing, trips and twins on each side of the, and there's a big, and he throws this one. He's got a man. And he's going to, he drops the ball out of bounds. So that may be ruled into, he's going to say he caught it. All right, so lost control once he was out of bounds. So that'll be another big completion for the Bison at 58 seconds left in the half.
First and 10, Buffalo. From the 27-yard line.
They're going to bring the ball in, and they're at the 27, first and 10. They've got 2 timeouts left. 2 big pass plays, one of 24, 25, and the other one not much less than that, and sets them up just inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's looking to his left, looks like a screen again, and he's all alone. If he picks up some blocking, and he does, but that'll be a first down and more. They'll be setting that in at about the 10-yard line. And now the Bison in Temple trying not to use. And now the referees say it's their time. I think. Oh, there's an injured player on the field. That'll be a timeout. It'll be the ref's time. Try to pick up a number. It looks like right ankle. Yeah, it's a 5 in the front. Thank you, Grant. Our executive producer tonight, Grant Knight, done a great job for us all year. 55, I think, or is it a 65? Hard to say. We got an injury timeout. Well, he's getting up and walking off on his own power, which is always great to see. And gets a little bit of an ovation from the crowd. And that's going to be number 55, Callan Prell. And so he's an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman for them. So 49 seconds left in the half. Minnetonka with their full complements of timeout. The Buffalo Bison have used 1, so they have 2 left. Ball is on the 11-yard line after the reception. They're in a very wide spread out. They got trips to the left, twins to the right, no setbacks, just a quarterback. And he's going to run it himself, and that was a big mistake. And let me tell you something. I think that's number 90. And he said, nope, Luke Larson. Luke Larson said, no thanks. .30 seconds left. Clock is going on the sack, basically. Throws it. Got a man. Oh, just out of the outstretched hand. Oh, you know what? That one's going to be not very well liked. They're going to throw a pass interference call, and I'm pretty sure they're calling it on number 20, Jack Taddy. That'd be my guess. Now you hear parents talk about catchable, and bottom line is if you hit them when the ball's in the air, there's not really much room for that catchable thing. That's more of a Saturday, Sunday concept.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. After this to the goal, repeat second down.
Crowd doesn't like it here, and frankly, I didn't see it the same way at all, but nonetheless, it is a pass interference call. We have the distance first. Should be first and goal, I think.
2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line.
Well, no, so it's 2nd and 5. 21 seconds left. They got a man in motion right. Throwing a fade. He's getting chased out of the pocket. He sees the end zone himself. He's going to take an awfully big hit there from 23. And tell you what, Malachi, and you know, and I guess that's what you'd take a timeout regardless. But I got to be honest with you, Pete. I'm a little bit surprised the quarterback got up on that one. That was a absolutely punishing hit by Malachi Bodie, the 6'1", 197-pound D-back. Interesting end of the first half.
Yeah, so the Bison call a timeout here. 10 seconds left to go. They trail this one 33-7, Roger, and they're right on the doorstep. They're going to now the chain is like right even with the line to gain. I don't know if they picked up a first down there or if we're still talking about a 3rd and inches.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3rd and 1, Pete, which means they could get 1 yard and then be a brand new set of downs, you know, inside the half-yard line, right?
Yeah, that was quite a stick by 23, Bodie, on the quarterback there. And it looked to me like he got him right at about the 1 yard line. I think that's where we're going to mark the ball. But apparently that's not enough to get a first down.
Well, and I think more important is probably the time remaining. You know, the Bison have 1 timeout left. There's 10 seconds left in the half. And they do have a setback there. He's rolling to his right, throwing it right away into a crowd. And it's going to be a touchdown.
Very well placed ball there, Roger. Couple nice touchdown passes so far tonight for the Bison. I believe that's number 2 again. That's
Shouldn't be a shock to us, Pete.
Austin Bauer with his second touchdown of the night. A couple of really nice touchdown passes for the Bison to pull within 10 or 20 now. So it's 33-13, and it looks like they're going to go for 2, Roger.
Well, and no, I think they're going to kick. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 6 seconds left in the half, the Bisons come down and with a couple of big 24 and 25-yard pass plays, get into the end zone. So Bisons say, hey, you know what? We're not done yet. Yeah, it's now what have we got, 19-point spread, Pete?
Yeah, 33-14, 6 seconds to go, and the Bison able to tack on that last touchdown. That's got to feel good for them heading into halftime. A little bit of momentum. Obviously not what you want to see on senior night from Minnetonka, giving up that late score. But, Minnetonka, a lot of good things happened for them in that first half. Just a couple breakdowns on some pass coverage, allowing some really nice scores for the Bison.
Well, and, I'm reminded by one of the former coaches here that PI is not an auto first down in high school football. I thought it was enough yards, but inside the 20, so it's half the distance. So there's a clarification. But nonetheless, it results in a touchdown, and will be interesting to see here if, in fact, these guys don't do a little squib or something and go, hey, we don't need any kind of crazy run backs here. We'll also see if, in fact, number 88, yep, he's going to have a little trouble with that ball staying in the tee. It's blowing pretty good there, and the rain's coming down pretty hard, so pretty terrible field conditions, despite the fact that Minnetonka, well, it's a quickie, and it is a squib like we thought. Oops, and just lay on that one. Well, it's half. Now they're going to, that should do it. That was not as pretty as you would like it to be, but nonetheless, Minnetonka retains possession. So the score at halftime, Minnetonka 33, Bisons 14. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with the start of the second half on senior night and tackle cancer night.
No, I'm about to go back in. I had to put my napkin on the camera.
It's on Wixo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minnetonka Varsity Performance Dancing. Coached by Kelsey Cruz and Jessica Stewart, and led by this year's captains, Bella Sakerstown. Lindbergh, Brittany Eitenberger, Mallory Finn.
Where's your wife?
They'll be performing the hip-hop routine. Please help me once again welcome the Minnetonka Varsity Performance Dance Team.
Immaculate conception, not transform like this, perform like this, but shout you one no hope, and I don't
She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I walk. She let it dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I walk.
walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it. Take my shoes and walk a mile, something you can't do. Big talks of the town, big boy gang moves, gang moves. I like to walk around with my chain loose. I had someone tell me I fell off, who I needed that, and they wanna see me pick that up, but where I leave it at? I know I exaggerated things, now I got it like that. Tuck my napkin in my shirt, I'm smiling like that. You don't go anywhere that you don't want a problem like that. You gon' make someone wanna make your body like that. No. Sorry, wanna try it again? Jump into the melody.
So there's the Minnetonka Performance Dance Team performing at halftime here. Score reads Minnetonka 33, Buffalo 14 at halftime. Check some scores around the metro area. Eden Prairie, #1 in the state, and they are up big on Rochester Mayo, 42-14. Shakopee out ahead of Rosemount, 14-0. It's Prior Lake 27, Woodbury 13. Lakeville North ahead of Eastridge, 21-0. Mounds View leads Park of Cottage Grove, 14-10. It's Wayzata, 42, Hopkins 6. Egan and Forest Lake all knotted up at 7, and Lakeville South, 35, Eastview 0. And let's take a peek at some of the 5A scores. It's Two Rivers 41, St. Paul Cathedral 0. Rogers up 17-0 on Park Center. Robbinsdale Armstrong 22, Matamidi 14. New Prague 29-28 over Waconia. Alexandra leads Moorhead 14-6. Brainerd 35, Bemidji 7. Check that. Chanhassen 14, Chaska 0. Owatonna 16, Rochester John Marshall 0. Andover and South Rapids Rice all tied up at 0. St. Cloud Tech leads Sartell St. Stephen's 26-0. Going down to 4A, it's St. Paul Johnson 21, Brooklyn Center 14. Byron 27-0 over Faribault. Jordan 12, New Ulm 7. St. Peter 7, Marshall 0. Hutchinson leads Princeton 34-0. Detroit Lakes 21-0 over Little Falls. Delano 24-7 lead over Benil St. Margaret's. Casson Manderville 8-0 over Breck. #1 ranked Becker in 6A leads by 1 over Big Lake 7-6. Down to 3A, we see Pequot Lakes 41, Proctor 0. Purnam 14, Morris Area 6. Dassel Cicado 28, Watertown Meyer 7. Rockford 14, Melrose 6. Rochester Lords 14, Zambruta 0. La Crescent Hoka 14, Triton 7. Holy Family Catholic 30, Concordia Academy 0. Jordan 12, New Ulm 7. Worthington 7, Fairmount 6. St. Agnes 27-3 over St. Croix Lutheran. And New London Spicer 49, St. Cloud Apollo 6. Go down to 2A. The ranked teams there, Barnesville all over Crookston, 53-0. And let's turn it over to public address announcer Tony DeLorenzen as he's announcing the senior night.
Peterson. Number 20, safety, Jack Taddy. Number 21, safety wide receiver, Captain Hudson Poole. Number 22, safety, Sam Schiff. Number 24, quarterback, Zachary Alstrom. Number 26, safety, Sam Williams. Number 27, safety, Joseph Brett Labouche. Number 28, tight end, Antonio Zulu. Number 29, safety, J.D. Holler. In memory of Michael McNulty, number 34. Number 42, safety, Lance Hoagland. Number 47, cornerback, Emilio Escalante. Number 48, linebacker, John Miller. Number 51, linebacker, Dakota Hamlin. Number 52, defensive line, Mateus Cullen. Number 54, linebacker, Edison Wong. Number 55, defensive tackle, John Goldberg. Number 56, linebacker, Garrett Harnett. Number 58, offensive line, Joe Velour. Number 62, offensive line, Captain Cal Worley. Number 66, offensive line, Elijah Zabzonka. Number 69, long snapper, Kalen McKee. Number 72, offensive line, Tanner Smith. Number 76, offensive line, Bruce Mary. Number 76, offensive line, Thomas Bigglesberg. Number 77, offensive tackle, Luke Speedley. Number 78, right guard, Jacob Sims. Number 79, defensive line, Nikita Novikov. Number 80, wide receiver, Isha Shogri. Number 82, defensive end, Charlie Frank. Number 86, tight end, Zach Steingis. Number 90, defensive end, Captain Luke Larson. Number 97, defensive end, Brogan Snyder. And number 99, defensive tackle, Sean Johnson. And Joey Tadros, assistant coach. Team managers who also play a critical role in, day out to keep this operation running. Gianna Eisenberg. Marla Gonzalez. Cassandra Matson. Claire Ward. And Tiana Wheatley. Once again, please give a huge round of applause to our senior class of football players, managers. A big thank you to their parents and families for their support. And football game Friday Night Lights experience would not be what it is without our cheerleaders. Please welcome our cheerleaders, senior cheerleaders for the class of 2024. We honor Natalia Gago, Belle Harry, Ali Rodriguez, Molly Yonda, Lily Zebard. Give a huge round of applause to the senior class of 2024 Tonka cheer team. And thank you, parents and families, for all your support. Thank you, everyone. And please direct your attention to the video board for a special message.
Tony Wixo. Hey, Tony. Hey Tony, the class of 2024 really appreciates everything that you've done for Minnetonka football over the years. Here's a short video to show our appreciation. We hope you enjoy it.
Hey Tony, just wanted to give you a thank you for all the time and effort you spent with us over the years. Whenever we asked for anything, you're there to do it. Bringing us down to Iowa, just always being there for us and watching our backs and bringing us up.
Hey Mr. Wickstow, I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the class of 2024 for everything you've done for us. You've impacted every single one of us in the greatest, most positive way possible. I wanted to thank you personally as a player for making me a great young football player and leading me and helping me every single day and every step of the way to where I am now. The Minnetonka football community thanks you.
The best new helmets every year. Iowa tournaments, FBU tournaments, and bringing back the black jerseys.
Youth numbers at an all-time high in the West Metro.
Diamond Club, TFA president, Touchdown Club president, and this thing. Hey, Wixo, is this thing on?
And Chris Eggert, I think Anton Wixow's been on the news more than you.
Thanks, Tony, for all you've done to include not only our kids, but us as families, and especially us as moms. We really appreciate everything you do for us.
Sabrina, Kaden, Ava, and Brandon. With any luck, next year your dad will not be pacing. Your dad's coaching journey covered over 20,000 miles, 127 hours, 7 million minutes, 459 seconds. There were countless days and nights you shared your dad with us. Thank you for being an integral part of the Minnetonka football community, especially the class of 2024.
And that's another Minnetonka first down!
And then we've come here full circle. I loved competing against you, even though you stacked your teams.
Class of 2024, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Tonka fans, welcome to Tackle Cancer. Tonight we're raising money to support Minnesota's cancer community through the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Community Fund. Since 2012, this organization has raised over $2.9 million for cancer research and patient aid projects. Look for our Tackle Cancer volunteers on the concourse and in the stands, and help the skippers tackle cancer.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, tonight is our annual Tackle Cancer Game. Minnetonka football and MHS student government partners together each year to raise money for the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. I see many of you out there showing your support for these efforts wearing your pink Tonka Strong apparel tonight. Minnetonka students and staff have made donations to honor family members and friends who have battled cancer. We honor all cancer fighters tonight by raising money for Tackle Cancer to spread the light of hope and healing provided by the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Fund. MHS students and staff will be coming through the crowds with donation buckets. If you're able, please consider making a cash donation tonight. And if you'd like to make an electronic donation, you can do so through the Touchdown Club's Venmo account, whose QR code is posted on the scoreboard. Thank you for your support and generosity. Together, we are Tonka Strong as we help tackle cancer.
right, folks, welcome back. It's 33-14. We're set for the kickoff. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about Tony Wixo. Tony Wixo is the grade level coordinator, TFA area director, co-director here. He's an LMMA board member from Minnetonka along with myself. But this is his class. And he has done things that few have done here in Minnetonka in terms of numbers. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here's a kick. This one's going to be fielded, and it has got a nice start to it, and lots of blockers. Unbelievable return inside Bison territory, but while we're changing here and getting the offense out, Tony is taking these teams to Iowa as 6th and 7th and 8th graders, and to have 48 seniors is really a credit to the grade level coordinator through the youth program to develop this class unity and this deep class. And frankly, with all our injuries, the fact that we're having such a great year is really a big credit to Tony Wixo. So thank you, Tony, for everything you've done. Here we go. 1st and 10. Minnetonka's got the ball. Caleb Francois, hands off left side. That was a big, big hit. Knox on the carry. He's going to get credit for about a yard, Pete. But
yeah, I couldn't agree more on all the sentiment on Tony. Great guy. He gives us our scouting reports before the game. He's been there with us, supporting the webcast and our YouTube efforts for as long as I can remember. So it's great to see these kids, like you said, even with the injuries, persevering. 5-1 record. Looks like they're on their way to another victory tonight. So that's just a testament to his work.
Well, and you know,
so timeout Skippers, as that's their first of the half. 11:06 to go. That was Will Hairston on that return gets all the way into Bison territory, and now it'll be a 2nd and 9 when the Skippers come out of this timeout. And I don't know what more to say about Tony other than we really appreciate everything, and the whole administration support here as well. With starts at the top with Ted Schultz in the athletic department, Twengy, and the whole staff here have given us a lot of support. So we appreciate that as well.
Well, and you know, again, leadership does start at the top, and Mark Esch has done a great job with his team, and but his staff is terrific. You know. John Christensen, Brian Dahman, Rodney Francois, you'll recognize that last name, Matthew Gorman, Emerson Griffin, Ishmael Karan. I'm going to come back and finish that staff, but here it is, 2nd and about 9. Caleb Francois, one running back, Lucas Knox to his left. Pool in motion left. Sets up in the slot outside, left side. He's going to throw this one. That one got away.
Yeah, it looked like a little screen attempt set up there for Hudson Poole. A couple of the linemen were out there to block for him, but pass just a little bit overthrown from Francois. So timing may be thrown off a little bit on that play.
So getting back to the rest of the coaches, Ryan Lacrosse, Bubba Moore, Jason Opsel, Josh Steffens, Roderick Tolan, Connor White, John. Handoff left side. Right side, check that. Going to be very close to the first down. Pikehack, John Pikehack. So the student managers, guys, by the way, this thing doesn't work if you don't have student managers, the cheerleaders, the performance dance team, Cassie, the athletic trainer, the marching band directors, Ted Schultz, and then Paul Twangy. But here we go, 4th and short. Minnetonka going to go for it. And Knox is going to go for a touchdown. Somehow he squeaks through that, what looked like a pile. And number 0, Lucas Knox, finds a way to get that one on 4th and 1, Pete, at about, what was he at? Maybe
about right around the 40-yard line or so, about a 40-yard scamper. Yeah, got to say, great work by the offensive line, giving him some, especially Tanner Smith. He pretty much ran right behind the center there and wiggled his way through, and another touchdown for Minnetonka makes it 39-14. It will be Poole holding for Zabilla to turn this into a 40-14 contest.
Well, Pete, I think great job by talking about that offensive line of Speedling, Worley, Zabzapka, Sim, and Smith. Really, this Buffalo's not a small team, and they're not used to losing. They're 5-1, Pete, just like Minnetonka, and they're on their heels right now with the power and the strength of that offensive line. And let's talk about it. If the offensive line, if you don't win the battle of the trenches, the speed at running back or the speed at quarterback, but they are unsung heroes here, and the bulk of them seniors, and have done a nice job, and couldn't be happier to see Kel Worley back playing a few snaps from his early season injury. And anyway, here we go, folks. So 40-14 and 10:26 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Senior laden on the offensive side, other than Francois, who was obviously put in because senior Milos was hurt, so that we would have 11 seniors on offense, at least at this point in the season. Every other position other than the sophomore quarterback held down by a senior. So just, hats off to that crew. Again, more kudos to Wixo and his development of that group.
Zabilla's kick is an end over end. That one's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback.
So 10:26 to go, third quarter. Skipper's in control now, 40-14. Skipper's again in those all blue uniforms. A lot of pink out there for Tackle Cancer Night. They did some collection at halftime to support that cause, and Minnetonka always one of the leading supporters of that cause.
Here we go, folks. After the Skipper score, the Bison are going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. 10:26 left. This one's going right up the gut, and pretty good block. So a gain of about 3.5, 4 yards, Peter, and it's still raining, and it's cold.
Yeah, so this was a pass half-be Bison offense in the first half. They come out with the first play, a running play here, as the rain begins to come down even harder.
Their quarterback, he's rolling to his right, throwing, got a man, and Hudson Poole on a nice tackle there. I think he'll be short of the second of the first down marker. They only credit him for a 1-yard gain, Peter. So it'll bring up a third and call it a long 3.
Yeah, nice close out there by Hudson Poole. These receivers have shown that they can catch the ball. Obviously, a couple touchdown catches for the big receiver, Ostenbauer. He's got both scores for the Bison, and now the Bison takes a look at their bench, trying to pick out a play here with about 12 seconds left on the play clock.
And when in doubt, I'm going to throw it to 2 if I'm coaching this team. And there goes 2. He's slot. Now it's coming inside. He's going to block on this play. And what a textbook tackle. Certainly the first skipper there was number 20, Jack Taddy.
Yeah, Taddy and Hunter Peterson there to finish it. And that was really nice play. Sets up a 4th and short, and it looks like the Bison are not going to bring the punting unit on, down 14-40 with 8:42 to go.
So 26-point deficit. You end up doing things you maybe ordinarily wouldn't want. And they this time he's going to throw the ball, and he's got a man out there. And, oh, boy, he's going to get the first down, but not for lack of a great effort by Minnetonka on that. But
that was Bodie makes the play, but not before the first down converted by Osbauer.
And you know what? You credit the Bisons. That's you're going for it on 4th and couple deep in your own end. Here we go. Trips to the right, single setback to the left. Minnetonka jumps, but he did not encroach into the neutral zone. So They're not afraid to go deep, that's for certain. This looks like another screen, Pete, and it is. And a great block by 69, but a host of skippers, but not before it gains about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, very reminiscent to that play late in the first half that picked up a nice chunk of yardage for them. And, yeah, skippers seem to be having a hard time picking out that screen.
Well, Whitkey on the screen, and, you know, again, it's really a gain of 9, Pete. So I get the defensive lineman getting sucked into the thing, but your backers have to kind of recognize, hey, wait a minute. But nonetheless here, it's going to be 2nd and short, and he's going to throw again. This one's a bad pass. Looked like it could be intercepted. It is intercepted. Bodie on the return. He's going to head to the left sideline. They're going to get tackled down, but not before the interception from number 23, Malachi Bodie. And that one got away from their quarterback. It was a bit of a underthrown, wobbly pass.
Absolutely. Under pressure, kind of forced that one up in the air. There is a Bison player down after that interception. He's down at about the 35-yard line. So they'll attend to him. But a great anticipation by Bodie, able to jump on that floating pass. And second interception of the night for Minnetonka. Poole returned the first one for a score to start things off. And now Bodie gets in the interception column. So nice work there by the Skippers defense. They stand tall, get the ball back, and we'll take a moment here while they tend to the injured Bison player.
Well, and I think, Pete, you know, nobody wants to run the score up, but I think that Minnetonka is looking to kind of put an exclamation mark in the books as it relates to this team. You have two teams with identical records coming together. And I'd like to see 50 on the scoreboard. I know that's greedy, but then right away after that, and then by the start of the fourth quarter, I'd be nothing but happier than seeing a bunch of the twos get in the game and get some varsity experience, particularly the seniors here on senior night. And, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Probably run the ones out one more time here, maybe.
Right.
They're in plus territory at the 45-yard line. Maybe draw up a couple plays that you want to see how they look, and then I'd absolutely let some of the twos get some time here, especially on senior night. You expect maybe some of the guys who don't normally get as many snaps get a chance.
Let me tell you, when you are a 49 senior class, and you're behind a guy that's really good, and every parent has been there, and so. We'll certainly don't expect a ton of substitutions at this stage of the game, but now Conrad's back in the game at running back. I talked to his dad at halftime, Sean, who was a grade level coordinator for the current junior class. So, and look at Conrad go, baby. Conrad's going to score at the 6:55 mark, really untouched off the left side there. Yep. And the offensive line on the left side, boy, you know, what do you say other than that was awesome?
Yeah, if you get a chance to rewatch, back it up a little bit, you're going to see Luke Speedling about 10 yards down the field makes a pancake block to free him up there at the end. And his teammates definitely recognized that a couple other linemen came up, helped him up after that block, and now it's Zabilla on to try to make it a 47-14 lead with 6:54 to go. So one play, 45-play yard drive there.
And Zabilla's kick is up, and it is good. So at the 6:54 mark, it's all Minnetonka, 47-14, with 6:54 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, let's take a peek at some scores from around the metro area here in 6A. Shakopee 21, Rosemount 6. Eden Prairie up 42-17 on Rochester Mayo. Lakeville North 21, Eastridge 0. Prior Lake up 27-13 on Woodbury. Mounds View 21, Park of Cottage Grove 10. It's Wayzata 49, Hopkins 6. Egan and Forest Lake all tied up at 7. And Lakeview South all over Eastview 45-0. Still no scores reported in from the Stillwater Edina game. So if you happen to be at that one, feel free to go into that MN score feed and update that one. Burnsville, Farmington, and Roseville, White Bear Lake also no scores reported at this time. So we're ready for a kickoff again, Roger. Zabilla getting a workout tonight.
Well, it's, yeah, your kicker gets a lot of work when you score 47 points, Peter. Well, and I didn't really see the end of it, but they had this hot highlights, right? I voted for Keegan.
Zabilla was up for an award. I don't know how it all wound up, but yeah, definitely saw that on the social media feeds that Keegan was nominated last week.
Here's Keegan's kick, and this ball and drops it. Oh my golly, that's a live ball, of course, and that one didn't work very well for the Bison. That ball kind of sailed over his head. He tried to catch that with his arms extended, Peter, and boy, that's a tough spot rather than kind of get that. You want to catch it with your hands and maybe have your body right behind it. So the Bisons will have tough field position to start this drive. We're at the 6:46 mark of the third quarter, and they're gonna bring this drive in from their own 8-yard line. Well, if you get a chance, certainly subscribe or like our broadcast. That'd be great. We hope we have the opportunity to bring you some of the section play and certainly have a section game at home here, regardless of the outcome of the next couple of games. This one looks like it's not in doubt, but you never know.
Yeah, we're up to 773 subscribers. Our target for the year was 1,000, so if everybody watching now will hit that subscribe button, we'll be right at that number. Please take a second to do that. Give us your support as we provide these free broadcasts to people that can't make it out to the game. And conditions like this, you might not want to be sitting outside tonight, Roger.
No, and you know, especially there's so many grandparents that are in other cities and well too far away to get to the metro. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Handoff right up the middle. And what a unbelievable that was one of those textbook tackles there by number 1, which is Dylan Hudgens, and Hudgens just absolutely flying through there, Peter.
Yeah, we've seen a handful of real decleaters tonight, and that was another one. Hudgens able to meet the ball carrier right in his steps and take him down. The defensive coaching staff definitely appreciating those kind of plays.
Well, we haven't talked enough about our defense. Our defense has been stingy all year. Here we go. And this time, boy, and again, another nice tackle. That one's by Cody Chow. And good pass and catch, but very well defended and really a very little gain.
Yeah,
it's going to 4th down, and they're going to punt, Pete.
Yeah, I was just going to say that not quite enough yardage there for the Bison on those 3 plays. Sets up a 4th and 4, and they're deep in their own territory. They're going to bring the punting unit out. Hudson Poole's going to have his heels right about at the 40-yard line as the punter with his heels on the end zone.
Well, and he's punting. Pete, I did see the flags. He's punting into the wind, and I would be surprised if he's not in a pretty good spot. Well, he has to run to his side, but he's going to let that one go. It takes a Minnetonka bounce, and, you know, Minnetonka is going to have tremendous field position on this particular play. So
yeah, that's going to pencil out to a 21-yard punt there. It's been not one of the strengths tonight of the Bison, not able to really flip the field on those punts when their drives don't continue the way that they want them to. So comes the offense back out, and I'm looking for Francois, and I don't believe I see him.
Well, and, you know, that's not a bad I see number 7, James McDougall, out there, but I can't tell where he went. Handoff right up the middle, and decent yards. Well, you don't see number 44 playing quarterback a lot.
Yeah, that's Genro, actually, at 94.
Oh, is it 9?
Yep, and he's another we saw Genro take a few snaps in one of the earlier games, and I saw his brother Joe play last week down at St. John's, or up at St. John's, I guess. Severson and General connected a few times. Some former skippers playing some college ball.
Well, and the branch doesn't fall far from the tree. General, doesn't shock me that the sophomore Jacob General is a good athlete, and this time he's going to kind of get it himself and go with the flow. Really, really good blocking. He just kind of ran and kept going behind his blockers. So
yeah, 94 is right. Not normally a quarterback number, listed as a wide receiver, and against 6'1", 195, and looks like he's got the number 2 quarterback position, at least at this moment.
Well, and Kel Worley just checking off after his snaps, and clearly if he was healthy, he'd be playing the entire game. But it's awesome to see Cal getting some snaps. So General now the quarterback, Knox the running back. This one goes to Knox, and he's around the left side, and that one's going to be a touchdown, folks. Well, there's that 50 mark that I wanted. And now it's 53-14. So
Skippers are an extra point away from making it a 40-point lead here, and it's been the running game. It's been the speed. They've been able to get around the corners, break some tackles. Whether they're running inside or outside, they get it done.
Right.
So yeah, as Tony reminds us, they're going to be a running clock here the whole fourth quarter. There's still 3:52 to go, and just a dominant effort through almost 3 quarters here for the Skippers.
Well, Zabilla's kick is up, and it's good. So at the 3:52 mark of the third quarter, it is Minnetonka 54, breaking that half-century mark, and the Buffalo Bison 14. So I will certainly have running clock in the fourth quarter, Pete, up by this many points, and expect to see a lot of personnel changes here. Already seen some with sophomore wide receiver turned quarterback coming in.
Yeah, one of our viewers asking what happened to Roman Johnson. The report on him: 3 bones broken in his foot, got surgery, and that came in the Edina game. So that's been a few weeks that Roman's been on the sidelines. He was off to a really good start this season. Had a nice junior campaign last year, and so he's watching from the sidelines, unfortunately, on a night like this. So we just wanted to remind that. Also, it looks like we've got some folks watching from down in Iowa. Sylvia, say hello to her. And, yeah, thanks again for tuning in, supporting Minnetonka football. And we really appreciate you. So, yeah, it will be Maple Grove next week. Roger, any news on what they've got going on this year?
Well, they lost their first game of the season, as I recall, Pete. A little bit of an upset. They're the defending 6A champion. So, but let me tell you, they're still a very good ball club, and have certainly recovered and won a bunch of games, and that should be quite a battle, really, and it'll be an away game, and I see that as a really tough contest. Here's Zabilla's kick. This one he's going to kick to about the 4-yard line. That'll be a opportunity for a run back, but oh my golly. Minnetonka's kickoff coverage team has done a tremendous job tonight. Really, and I think there's maybe somebody hurt on the field. Yeah, there is, and that was a pretty big hit. 2 Minnetonka players got there, I think, at the same time, and I'm not sure that was the runner, but there is a Buffalo team member down, so they'll try to figure that out.
Taking a peek at Maple Grove's, they're currently 5-2, and talk about heartbreakers. They lost 25-24 to Champlain Park in week 2, and then last week they lost 14-13 to STMA. So 2 one-point losses for Maple Grove, and all the rest victories. They've beaten Osseo, Centennial, Anoka, Blaine, and Coon Rapids on their way to that 5-2 record. They lost last night to STMA. And that's where the Skippers will head, as again we have a player down. Taking a look at the standings in Section 6 is where Minnetonka is. Eden Prairie 6-0. Buffalo and Minnetonka both entered tonight 5-1. Edina, Shakopee at 3-3.
First and 10.
Prior Lake 6th at 5-4. Wayzata 1-5, and Hopkins 0-6 is their record. 14.
What are you doing?
as we headed into tonight.
What am I doing? Talking as if I'm. Well, I'm just talking with one of our honorees tonight on senior night, Tony Wixo. Really had a huge hand in the senior class as he was the grade level coordinator from 3 through 8, and really kind of a. What's the word I'm looking for?
Renaissance
a
man.
Disruptor in terms of playing in these tournaments. So these kids got to see some competition that previous TFA programs didn't get to see. Really made for a big difference this year. So again, our hats off to Tony. And I've known Tony since he was coaching 3rd grade, and really been a pleasure to work with him. I consider him a close friend. And when you have the kind of commitment to the grade that he's had, and I mean the grade, not your team, not certain kids, then you develop a grade that believes in themselves. And really been a long time since Minnetonka football's had 46 seniors. That is a huge, deep class. And really it's a credit, it's a credit to all the youth coaches and certainly the freshmen and the sophomore staff. But when they all keep, when they all keep wanting to play beyond 8th grade, and then as they go through the trials and tribulations of freshman football A and B, sophomore football A and B, and then by the time they get to varsity, kids tend to wash out as it gets harder, and as you start to read or smell the coffee. But and these injuries have created opportunities for kids that maybe wouldn't have got a chance to play. And if you're deep and you have tremendous backups, they show you. And really, when you look at it, number 85, Conrad is really, Chase Conrad is a classic example of a kid that was listed as a wideout, but because of Roman Johnson's injury, all of a sudden he's playing and doing very well. So anyway, depth, football's all about numbers. So again, thank you, Tony, for what you've done for this, particularly this senior class. It's been really outstanding. Here we go. Handoff, right side, 2 hands on the ball, and Minnetonka swarming defense, going to give up about 5 yards on the first down. We're at the 3:36 mark of the 3rd quarter, and it's really all Minnetonka. The defense has held these guys, other than 2 really longer passes, Peter. It's been a very well executed defensive strategy. And
I was taking a look at 6A section standings here, Roger, and we'll let you call this Buffalo play.
Well, there's a little pass in the flats, and gonna be a first down for Buffalo.
So over in Section 6, both Lakeville schools tied at 5-1, North and South, both having nice seasons. Rosemount 4-2, along with Eastview, and then it drops down to Egan and Rochester Mayo, both 2-4. Farmington at 1-5, and Burnsville also at 2-4. So that's Section 3. You would expect, I guess, whichever Lakeville school prevails to maybe get a top seed there.
I would think so, Pete. Obviously Eden Prairie will be a top seed. One of the Lakeville schools will be a top seed. Here we go. First down. He rolls out. It's a throwback pass. He's got nothing but white shirts in front of him, and makes a couple guys miss. Really a touchdown-saving tackle by number 4 from Minnetonka, which of course is Cody Chow. Cody Chow's had a good game.
Yeah, we called his name a lot, and that was a big stop there. Otherwise, that could have been 6 more for Buffalo. As we go down to Section 4, it's Stillwater 5-1, Woodbury 4-2, Forest Lake and Mounds View both 3-3, along with Park of Cottage Grove. Eastridge is 2-4, and White Bear Lake and Roseville tied for the 7th place there at 1-5. So it looks like the Ponies of Stillwater may be a top seed there.
Well, here we are. It's first down, just short of Minnetonka territory. And quarterback, this time they've put in their different quarterback, number 11, right? Padilla.
Yep. We've seen Gaida in there a few times.
Gaida?
And he actually, I think, threw the first touchdown pass for them. We look at Section 5 at Centennial, 6-1, Anoka and Maple Grove, both 5-2. STMA 4-3. Blaine and Champlain Park 3-4, Coon Rapids 2-5, and Osseo winless so far 0-7.
Here we go, second and call at about 5. Guida passes left side, going to be short of the first down, but close, and he'll be in bounds. 1:13 and counting here left in the third quarter. Let's see if we can't see some personnel changes in here. I don't see a lot of changes now, but
another Bison player down, yeah.
Again.
Yeah, the final section here in the big school 6A is the one that we care about. That's the one with Section 6. Eden Prairie 6-0. Buffalo and Minnetonka came in at 5-1, so all looks like it's going to be 6-1 for the Skippers, 5-2 for Buffalo, as we're a quarter away from that one. This one going final. Edina and Shakopee both 3-3. Prior Lake is in 6th with 2-4. Wayzata, a tough year for the Trojans, 1-5. And then Hopkins 0-6 in that section. So, yeah, if things hold, you'd be looking at one of the Lakeville schools, probably Stillwater, Centennial, and then Eden Prairie probably going to be the top seeds out of those sections, I would think.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good assessment at this stage. And, of course, we do have a week to go of the regular season, Peter. But so things could change a little bit, but they probably won't change a lot. And, in 2017 we were a 2 seed. And so I would expect with this win tonight, sort of regardless of how we fare against Maple Grove, we should be a 2 seed, which, 2 seed will play a 7 seed, I think, Pete. And, you kind of on paper anyway say, well, that's a game that Minnetonka should win. So you win that game, and you probably see a 3 seed. Right? So much tougher contest if your second game, but it would be 2 home games.
Yeah, and right now sitting in that 7 seed spot is a team that's traditionally really strong, and that's Wayzata, only 1-5 this year. Take a look. Minnetonka only beat them 22-21 early in the year. Of course, that was at Wayzata, so the Skippers would likely have home field advantage if that was the first round of the section game. The Wayzata also only lost by 4 to Shakopee, and they lost by 4 to Prior Lake. So they've been in some close ones. They haven't gone their way, but that'll be a tough opening game if that's what it is.
And they'll cross seed. So
there you go.
I would expect not to see Wayzata
a 7 seed from one of the other sections. So that makes sense.
Not, and frankly, I have no interest in seeing Wayzata if you're a Minnetonka fan.
Not in the first round.
No, Pete. Their record's not indicative of the team that they are. They're actually a pretty well coached and they have good players. So, and Minnetonka was really lucky to get away. Here we go, 3rd and short for the Bison. Minnetonka maybe showing blitz, maybe not. Now they drop back. 3 receivers, 3 linebackers rather, a couple of cornerbacks and 2 safeties. And they're going to run the ball right up the middle, and I think he's going to certainly get the first down, but not by a lot. So we're right at the 1:01 mark of the third quarter. The score, Minnetonka 54, Bisons 14. And if some of our viewers who have a little more time to Google, I had a listener say, what's the most points that Minnetonka scored? And I don't know if that's a Googleable deal, but I'd love to have the answer and try to answer one of our other viewers. Here we go, 1st and 10. He's going to put it up. Got a receiver, left side, completed pass, first down. Alson on the catch. Peterson on the coverage, and that'll move the sticks for the Bison. 30 seconds left in the quarter, and as the fourth quarter comes to us, Pete, as we've talked about, it'll be a quarter without any clock stoppage. It'll be running clock, right? So with the exception of a timeout or an injury timeout, the clock will run. And this looks like a screen again, Pete, and they have, I will tell you this, Pete, let's not take anything away from the Bison. The number 22, Whitkey, and these screenplays, they've caught us on these screenplays 3 to 4 times for 10-yard plus gains. So, and that'll probably be, in fact, it is the last play of the third quarter. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have the fourth quarter start And we'll be back. The score here at Einar Anderson Stadium on Tackle Cancer Night and Senior Night. Minnetonka 54, Buffalo Bisons 14.
I've got your answer, Roger. 62 points versus Chaska in 2008. So we are eight points away from a record night, or from tying a record night.
Well, you know, Ryan Furcus had texted me and asking me that question. So, Ryan, there's your answer. If we get 62, we've tied our and that was what year?
2008 against Chaska. Yep.
Wow. So 4 years after we won the state championship in 2008, it's funny, Pete, and I was around during that time period, and but you know, as the years go on, you kind of forget the lake, you know, the classic lake, which was what we started in back in the early 2000s.
Sure.
And everything's been shaken up, so very different now. Well, there's your answer, Ryan Furcus, who asked us what the points was, so now he gets to know. Here we go. Handoff right up the middle, Whitkey, and look at the gang tackling, man. You know, these are going to be some, you know, when you go to the year-end banquet, there'll be some highlight reels from this particular game. That kind of gang tackling, you couldn't even pick out a number. There was 4 different Minnetonka defensive players there. Really a classic gang tackle, such that you couldn't even pick out a number. So credit the entire, and a lot of them are defensive linemen. Here we are again now. It's 2nd and 7, 11:21. We're in running time in the 4th quarter. Minnetonka up by plenty. They're going to throw it, and it's broken up right at the last minute. Really a nice play there. Charlie Sander on the coverage, and Charlie couldn't have been closer to that guy. Really great coverage by number 16, Charlie Sander.
37 from the 15-yard line.
See if we can't pick out some different numbers here, Peter. Well, they're going to run. They're going to run to the right, and he's going to get some yards and scampers out of bounds.
Yeah, definitely see some new faces out there, Roger, on the defensive side. I saw number 40 was in pursuit there. I don't believe he was one of the starters. 99 now checking into the game as well.
Well, Sean Johnson's number 99 for Minnetonka, and then Bennett Gunderson was the D lineman in pursuit of the Bison's quarterback, which is Kelvey. Kelvey's played the bulk of the snaps for the Bison, and
got a 4th and short situation here, Roger. Obviously, they're going to go for it.
Nothing to lose for the Bison. And Kelvey is going to get the first down. He's going to be very close to the touchdown, but they'll mark him down at about the 1, despite the signal by most. Oh boy, and another Bison down, and this will stop the clock. That's really one of the only ways, other than a timeout, to stop the clock when you're into running time. But we'll get a chance to see who's coming to the sideline, and maybe Charlie Sanders out there. Well, we'll catch some numbers when we come back. There's 9:38 left. We've had the clock stop here with another Bison injury. You know, and I got to tell you, Pete, I'm taking my hat off to these guys. The Bison, if it isn't for that pick 6, I'm not sure that this game is this kind of a blowout, right?
Completely agree. That would take 7 away or 6 away from the Skippers, give 7 or 6 more to the Bison, and that makes it a much closer. Plus all the momentum that Hudson Poole got with that interception, it just really set the table for what turned out to be a pretty lopsided game at this point. But I completely agree with you. It was a momentum changer. The defense could feel good about itself, even though it gave up a good number of first downs and yards. They got the pick 6, and then the offense really have not, scoring 54 points. They haven't seen a lot of resistance, and it's been a lot of Lucas Knox, a lot of Francois, and Conrad doing some running and just a couple passes mixed in there.
Right. And it's been a non-traditional, you know, as number 4, or rather check that as number 2, Caleb Francois kind of gets his sea legs here, having taken over for the injured Spojanovic. You know, Milos was a passing quarterback, and you know, we saw when Francois came in, really kind of a run-oriented thing. And tonight they didn't need to throw the ball very much, but he has proved that he can throw the ball, and we've seen that in some of the other games that he's played in. And so I think that bodes well for, you know, a Minnetonka kind of a playoff run. And of course, that's yet to be seen. But nonetheless,
yeah, our producer Grant Knight was a freshman last time the Skippers made it to the Prep Bowl, and that was with a quarterback that reminded me a lot of Milos, and that is Aaron Severson, who we talked about now playing at St. John's. And getting asked about a score from an away game, I don't think I've got an update on that one. I use the MN score feed, and yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's been updating that one. So yeah, if you actually, it looks like you can watch it live. I'm going to see where I go to here. But if you're able to, if anyone is able to let us know what the score of that Edina Stillwater game is. Okay, so we got 14-0 according to the Twitter feed that Edina leads Stillwater. Stillwater came in ranked 6th as the Bison player now being helped off the field here. I was going to take a peek. I was looking again at the history, and I wanted to mention, you may know this, Roger, but Coach Esch, he's already won state titles in 4A and 5A during his time at Mankato West. So, you know, looking for that third try at it in 6A, and he's got a team that looks like it could make a run.
Well, he does, and I can't help but think about what it could have been, but nonetheless, it is what it is. An injury bug sometimes bites you, but with Milos and Johnson and all these other guys that have been lost, this is a team that I had predicted in the beginning of the year would go pretty deep into the playoffs, and quite frankly, I'm still holding that belief. But you know, when you lose 3 out of your 5 senior captains, that's tough. There's a nice touchdown for number 83. A little pitch and catch there. Breeze on the reception, and Bison's making it a little more respectable here at 54-20. 8:50 left in the contest, and some different. Trying to see who's out there. Sam Williams is out there as a D-back. And they're going to kick here. Bad, a little bit of a short hold there, but that one is still good. So credit the holder for picking that one up and then getting it upright so the kicker put it through. So at the 8:50 mark of the fourth quarter, it's Minnetonka 54, Buffalo Bisons 21.
Taking a peek at the state championship history of the Skippers, they won the state championship 2004 with a 13-1 record. They beat Wayzata in the Prep Bowl that year. They returned in 2012, lost in the quarterfinals to Eden Prairie, who eventually won the state championship. In 2006, they were back at the state again, lost in the quarterfinals to Blaine, and Totino Grace eventually won that title in 2006. And then they were right back again in 2017. That was the team that I mentioned, Grant Knight's freshman year, my son Everett Amsted's freshman year, K.O. Pepper, and they made it all the way to the Prep Bowl final that year and lost to EP. So another chance again for this club to get to that milestone. You know, it's not going to be an easy road, obviously, but the way they played tonight, they're looking good, and you know, hopes are eternal right now.
Well, Pete, I mean, I guess this is an onside kick, isn't it? Or a squib, at least. Nope, they do kick this one away, although that's certainly returnable, and it's I think Poole, no? Am I tracking that number right? But a great return.
Looks like 81, Roger.
81, not Vinnie May.
Yeah, Vinnie May, the up back there, getting in there. We called his name a little earlier as well, so Vinnie gets a nice return. Skippers will be back in business here with a running clock, 8:25 and running. Skippers with that 54-21 lead.
I see number 11, Caleb Hager, going to probably be out here. And 94, of course, Jacob General will be the quarterback. Some personnel changes. High snap, handoff to number 26 around the left side. And some nice yardage there by Sam Williams. So Sam Williams getting some carries tonight. And it'll be, well, and when I say nice carries, he got 6.5 yards, Pete. So it'll be second down, 7:41 left in the contest. We're at running clock, so this thing will go quick. Caleb Hager split out wide. Number 81, who is Vinnie May, split out wide. On the left side, closest to the Minnetonka bench, Jacob Genro, the sophomore quarterback, comes in with the play. Carson Copley out there on the offensive line. So there's going to be changes on the line. Genro, high snap, handoff again to number 26, wrestled down. That's Sam Williams on the carry. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage. 83, 12, and 34. So Cooper Odegaard coming in. I couldn't be happier to see Cooper Odegaard, I think, anyway. I think I called that number out right. I sure did. Cooper Odegaard, kind of a converted quarterback. It'll be interesting to see if Cooper comes out as a wideout or a quarterback. No. Well, when you're up by a lot of points, coming in as a wideout is not usually a touch the ball scenario, but nice to see him get time at the 6:22 mark.
Still Genro in there taking the snap, Roger.
Yep. General's going to keep this one.
Gets enough there, Rod.
Gets enough, and I couldn't be, that's, tell you what's great about that is that other guys get to play. So I see that Dominic Kakoa, we may be mispronouncing that, but he's a junior. He's on the line now. Arjun Thompson, number 34 out there as well. He's split wide to the right. First and 10. New set of downs for the offensive side of the ball. Handoff, left side, right side rather, check that. And picking his way, but he's going to have a first down. Again, that's Sam Williams on the carry, so awesome to see Sam get some nice gains and move the chains.
So we tick down to 5 minutes to go. Skipper is in control, 54-21 running clock here on senior night, tackle cancer night as well.
Reese Carson in there on the offensive line. Carson Copley in there. Quarterback duties are falling to General. Jacob General, the sophomore. Hands off again to number 26, of course. That's Sam Williams, and I think Sam Williams is going to move the chains there, or very close to. So now number 28, Antonio Zulo coming in. And he's listed as a linebacker, so all kinds of changes out there. Sam Williams looks like he's staying in the game. 14 comes to the sideline. Logan Colts. So we have a new quarterback in Logan.
Yeah, it looks like number 14 Colts will be the third quarterback in for the night. Francois and Genro, and now into Colts.
Second and short. clock is at 3:45. Minnetonka would like to get some more points. Williams again. He's got a shoestring tackle. It looked like number 26 Sam Williams was going to maybe get to the end zone. Now some whole scale changes for Minnetonka. Stockham coming in. Ben Bader in there. Number 41, Hunter, we talked about Stockham in.
Rain continues to come down here.
Is he still out or Cooper? Holt's the quarterback now. 1st and 10, Minnetonka in the red zone. Well, he wisely, that was just a little bit high.
Yeah, presume backup center in there, Roger.
Right.
And
I can't tell if that's, but I noticed that Bruce Mary is in there, and I can't tell if he's but nonetheless, so it's super awesome to see that the staff is changing a lot of people in there. 34, we talked about Agent Thompson in there. He split out wide to the right. Minnetonka not in a big hurry here. 18 seconds left on the clock, the 25-second clock. Handoff, right side. Got a little room there. And number 26, of course, we've been calling his number, Sam Williams, going to take it in.
So that makes it 60-21, Roger. You called for 50 points. They went ahead and gave you 10 more. And now, of course, a 2-point conversion, which I don't believe we're going to get to see here, but that would tie a school record for most points scored set back in 2008. Does look like maybe a backup kicker coming in, 39, Roger.
You know what? Why not? You know, Griffin Carver, rather. I almost said that backwards. So
new holder in as well, 84.
Wow. That's Charlie Schumann. So, boy, talk about pressure on a guy. You got a new holder. I'm pretty sure you got a new long snapper. Maybe not, but number 39 set the kick. The kick is up, and it is good. So, Griffin Carver.
And when you're the backup kicker behind Zabilla, you don't get very many opportunities.
Well, you don't.
I don't think. And so the celebration after that extra point, a little extra exuberant for all his teammates, because don't expect to really get to play very much in that role, and he got to come in, kick an extra point on senior night, and that's going to live with him for a long time.
Well, you know what? You're making memories here for kids that aren't going to. And again, he's a junior, so maybe he's the kicker heir apparent next year. You don't know, but it's really awesome that things can go really wrong with And I would say they probably put their the starting long snapper in. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wish I could have got the number on that. But nonetheless, so you got a new holder and a new kicker, and they punch it through for the extra point. So with 1:56 left in the contest, it's a 40-point margin, Pete. Even I can do the math. It's 61-21 there.
Yeah, take a peek at some of the other scores. We do have Shakopee 21, Rosemont 12. Eden Prairie taking care of Rochester Mayo 49-23. And we'll see who gets to do the kickoff duties, Roger.
Well, he's going to Griffin Carver, named after Carver County, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely.
But he's going to get to do the kicking duties here, and I think that's awesome.
So Lakeville South took care of business. They won 52-0, and that will not hurt their standings.
Well,
and
here's a little research from Amy Barth, and I think we might have caught this, but Edina 14, Stillwater 7.
Yeah, Stillwater just scored,
Okay.
and I think that's a final now, though.
This was a few minutes ago from Amy Barth. We certainly miss Amy. Here's a little pooch kick, and that's going to be talking by 17, and pretty nice coverage by the skippers. And this likely should be the, well, it really depends on, but you know what I'm happy about, Pete? Is now you get a whole bunch of defensive players that maybe haven't seen the field so much. So let's try to call them out if we can here. 43, Kennedy Fowler looks like he's out there, who's a D-back. 29, J.D. Holler, awesome. Bennett Gunderson, we've called his name before. He's out there again. 51 for Minnetonka, which is Dakota Hamblin, checking in. 98's in there. Xavier Lewis, who's just a junior. And Joseph Brett checks in as well. So here we go. They're going to hand off to 32 in the defensive line. I don't care. Oh, the ball's, no, I guess they're going to rule that one. Now, sentimentally, you'd love to see Minnetonka get a fumble, but I'd really rather see him stay on defense for the balance of the game. There's only going to be 3 plays left, maybe. So you'd like to see everybody get as many reps as they can. Gunderson checks out, and we're probably 1 play away. In fact, they theoretically, well, this may be the last play of the game, Pete.
Yeah, 27 and ticking now. Backup quarterback in for the Bison taking this snap.
He hands off left side. Oh, and a couple of pretty nice hits there. And it looks to me like maybe the ball, no, I guess not, but I'd love to catch who made the tackle. It was a really nice hit. Tyson Stewart was in there, and this will probably, that'll be the last play of the game, Pete. So Seniors Night is a successful night for the Skippers. The final score here in Einar Anderson Stadium, Minnetonka 61 and the Buffalo Bisons 21. So the teams are shaking hands as they go through the thing on the lineup at the end. It was a rainy, cold night for senior night, but we are celebrating the seniors that have been on the field tonight and our seniors that have been injured throughout the year. And we certainly miss them. But our next game is against Maple Grove away. Don't miss that one, folks, as we're Minnetonka going towards the playoff run. On behalf of Peter, on behalf of Grant, on behalf of Henry, thanks, everybody, for joining us. And this is Roger Lenahan saying good night from Minnetonka with a victory on senior night, 61-21 Minnetonka over Buffalo. Good night, everybody.